G Wolf Live. You know, I just happened to think about something, man. You know, and it's one of the few things that I don't recall the Republican or Democratic parties talking about, and that's about education. Y'all, we all know that education is very, 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 very expensive in this country. You know, now my son graduated from college 10 years ago. We're still paying on it. There's still a lot to be paid on, and it's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous, folks. I'll probably be paying on that mug, God forbid, to doomsday. You know, and I know I had a loan that I paid on mine, and it took me 5 years to pay on it. But I didn't have nowhere near the expense that he has on his, man. It's just ridiculous. You know, and really, I know personally I believe that the reason why college and higher education is special because they don't want poor people to get ahead. They don't want people. They don't want anybody other than rich folk to get ahead. And I think that's the reason why it's so expensive. I mean, it's extremely expensive. You know, you don't even want to know how expensive average college. Well, we know, but in some cases you really don't want to know. Especially in this case, it's astronomically expensive as hell. You know, and it's really sad, man, because Biden, if Biden had to pass that thing to wipe out college debt, I would have voted to kept Kamala in office just for that long. I really would have. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. You know, and unfortunately, she didn't mention that. She kept talking about reproductive rights. Reproductive rights is not a main issue to me. I'm sorry, it's not for a lot of reasons. You know, because it's something that already had existed in our lexicon in our laws for decades. Now, part um, cutting college education expenses. That's something we never talk about. Something that should definitely be on the books. You know, wiping away college debt is something that should have been in the books a long time ago. But that's something that they never talk about. It's helping people affordable education. No, that you won't talk about. Something that everybody needs. Everyone in this country, let alone the world, is entitled to a good education. Someone on Fox tried to say, and I wanted to slap her so bad. This woman on Fox tried to say that it's a privilege, not a right. No, it's a right and a privilege, but definitely the right. It's more of a right than a privilege. You have a right to a good education. I'll never say that. That's the dumbest thing ever. We want folks to be educated. We want everybody to be educated. Of course, you be educated. Problem is, you can't afford it because it's so damn expensive. Oh man, this traffic is terrible, terrible, horrible out of this one. Cross it, man. It's insane today. Good thing I used to use it. Anyway, but yeah, it's a damn shame. You know, people out here who are educated, who are even smart in, in all communities. And a lot of many communities, a lot of these students, these kids can't afford it. Their parents can't afford it because the college, even prep school and stuff like that, are expensive as hell. Private schools too, you know, very expensive. You know, and it's a shame that that, that it's the one thing that Kamala Harris could have talked about that a lot of people would have signed on board, including myself. You know, but the college debt thing that Biden, for some reason, it never got through. Never got through. And I always said it was a good idea. The problem is you got to implement it, and if you don't implement it, it means nothing. It's just worthless to even talk about it. You know, Because even I was gonna go back to school at one time, and I couldn't afford it. Not necessarily because my son helped, try to raise my son's college debt, but I couldn't even afford it to go if I wanted to. Knowing if I had it, and it's just that I might have had the money and still couldn't afford it. It was just ridiculous, you know, and that's a shame in itself. You know, it's ridiculous. You know, it's a damn shame. Affordable education. Like I said again, it's the one thing that Republicans and Democrats never talked about. Why would they never talk about that? I don't understand that. But reproductive rights have been on the books for decades. There were like some seven or over half a dozen states that allow women to have the right to do what they wanted to do with abortions. Because I saw it on one of the ballots. Maryland was one of the states. So it ain't like they didn't have opportunity to vote for that, but it was delegated to the states. You know, and I'm like, you already have that right. It just don't make any sense to me. But education, for some reason, is taboo to do anything about. And like I said, neither one of them talked about it. And it's a travesty that the Republicans and Democrats never brought that up once. Affordable education, and I think it's really sad, man. Kids who deserve to have a great education, a good education, are the ones that can't even afford it, man. Many of them, you know, it's a damn shame. Because there's no telling how many doctors, lawyers, computer scientists, officers of military folks we could have turned out as a result, but they didn't have a chance because you know they put affordable education on the back burner, and I really hate that. I really and truly hate that. That for some reason that was not important enough to put on the ballot, and Biden administration, nor did Kamala mention it once. Kamala didn't say nothing about it, and that's why they might have also heard because the things that should have mattered, that she should have really talked about, she didn't talk about. She was going on this girl power trip by girl power, reproductive rights. That's important. No, it's not. Reproductive rights is not the most important thing on the ballot, or should have been ever been the most important thing on the ballot for a number of reasons. You know, and only in extreme circumstances. Like I said, that was something that already existed. You already had those rights. You know, but not to talk about the right to a good education. That's the real tragedy. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I got more to talk about, but I probably get to it this afternoon. I'm gonna do an afternoon podcast. I hope. I'm out.